What is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, reporting in for another release from AMG. This time, Asajj Ventress has been released, and man, there's a lot of keywords and a lot of things to go over, which is great. This is awesome. I'm glad that we've got another Force user for CIS, and I'm excited to kind of see more and more Force users come out. I think it's going to be great. You're probably going to see a lot of them that don't have Master of the Force, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, more Force users equals way better play because, getting into someone's lines is awesome when you're the one who is getting in someone's lines. So she's good, and I want to talk a little bit about her. And yeah, so we'll go over some housekeeping things first. If you haven't already, go ahead and head to the Discord. This is, free to join, and it's awesome to see everybody kind of going over, different things in the chat, talking about different upgrades and the new units that are always coming out, and just kind of giving a talk about that. And then also, feel free to post a list, and we'll kind of go over it and or break it down or talk about it, or at least give you some thoughts that you can do to change it or change a few upgrades basically. But yeah, it's fun to see all of you guys going at it and helping each other. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and head to the Patreon and go ahead and become a patron and subscribe for just $5, $10, or $25 a month, just to basically help the channel and the giveaways and everything else. And then whenever I'm coming out with battle reports, I had a battle report, and when you take the memory card or the SD card out of the computer without ejecting it, some things might happen. So I was in a hurry and I needed it for a second, and I completely forgot. And then I tried to record a TTS battle report, and my my laptop, I should say, does not want to do that. So I'll get it all figured out, and I've got some people who are interested in playing, and yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get some battle reports out there soon, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, go ahead and help support this channel, and I should be able to get more things to you guys. And then lastly, if you haven't already, head to theburnacademy.com. For $15 a month, you could subscribe to get basically 3, 4, 5, and 6-day week workout plans that are all 3 months long to kind of help you in the gym. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're just starting, maybe you do know what you're doing, and you've been in there for a while. Maybe you want to change things up. This is a great way to go ahead and download my app, figure out all the different workouts, or figure out which one works for you, and go from there. And then there's also videos on coaching stuff and, describing what variations I've got. And then also 120 different recipes, ways to track your progress, and, succeed in the gym. Now, let's talk about this. And for the last thing, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below, and that will enter you into the next chance to win the $20 gift card from Amazon to be able to get whatever unit you want, or possibly Asajj Ventress when she comes out. And I'll be announcing that next month in March. So you guys have all month to be able to enter in. What I'll do is I'll basically pick a random video with comments, and I will pick a winner for that video and announce it at the end of the video, the first Thursday that I do it in March. I don't know exactly what day that is, but yeah. So that's all you have to do is just subscribe and leave a comment. So let's go ahead and talk about Asajj. She's 150 points, which is cheaper than Maul, but still really good. Not that bad because of the amount of keywords she has. She's got 5 health, which is really low, 2 courage, which is pretty low for a Force user, but she does have Indomitable, so she's going to be able to roll those red dice for suppression, which will help a lot. She doesn't surge for anything, which is typical for the most part. And then she's got Speed 2, which is really nice with Jump 2. She's got 8 black dice, which is fantastic in melee, but she doesn't surge naturally, so that's going to be very tough. Now, there is ways to fix that with dodge tokens. So she has Jarkai Mastery, which, while performing a melee attack, you can spend any number of dodge tokens. For each dodge token spent, improve 1 attack die results. So you're basically getting marksman with dodges instead of aims in melee. So if you do decide to go with Force Throw, you're not going to be able to use any dodges, basically, to increase the amount of damage that you do. And, without surging and just shooting 4 dice into possibly heavy cover, it's going to be tough. So she is a real melee-oriented person, but she's going to be able to jump to, and if you put burst of speed on her, she's going to be able to basically go in and do a lot of damage. Now, there is a way that you can do, saber throw, and maybe whatever else you want to do. Maybe you do want to spend aims, and you do have the offensive defensive stance. Yeah. So maybe you have that, and you decided to do aims real quick and pop out of nowhere, use Relentless, and then pop back down. That is something that you can do. But at the same time, you're not going to be able to use that card because it's going to take an action to take an aim, and then you could jump and then Relentless. So you've got that cover, but it's such a hard choice. So I think she's going to perform better in melee. So I'll talk about her in that kind of sense. I've gotten a few lists together with a few different things, and I'll explain why I put those units together. And yeah, we'll go from there. She's immune to Pierce, which is fantastic. She's got Deflect and Independent Dodge 1. So anytime she does not get an order during the order phase or command phase, she's going to gain Dodge, which she wants. So maybe she's got 2 cards. And so if you were to give her an order from her card, you're not going to get that Dodge. Well, you do have Battle Meditation, which you can basically attach for 5 extra points. And instead of giving yourself that order, you can give it to somebody else, which would help a lot, but that would only come into play for about 2 turns. So you would expect to dodge the entire game, so you wouldn't need Force Reflexes necessarily. But at the same time, there's probably other Force slots that are better. But yeah, Relentless and, Dodge 1, Deflect, all that stuff is really, really good, and especially with the 8 black dice in melee, Impact 2, Pierce 2, really, really good. But as we've seen, again, with Luke rolling 7, you're still going to want waste for aims or red dice. Now, she does have 2 training slots, 2 force slots, so you should be able to put quite a few different combinations in, which will definitely form the way she plays. And that's up to you, and her command cards actually help a lot too. Her 3-pip, I'll go with 3-2-1. Her 3-pip doesn't give it to any units. In CIS, you're probably going to have some way of giving out orders to daisy chain orders throughout your entire army. So it's not really going to matter in CIS, which is really, really, really good. So you can do one of 2 things, and it's going to last the entire game. You can either give her bounty and reinforcements, which means that she's going to be able to claim a bounty and then get an extra victory point, and then deploy last completely, which is good. Having that extra victory token and maybe even doing double bounty could be very fun. Or you can, which you're probably going to see a lot of, gaining Demoralize 1, Makashi Mastery, which is what Dooku has. So if you reduce your Pierce level by 1, you can negate their Pierce. Immune to Pierce, I should say. And then you could have Outmaneuver. And because she loves dodges, being able to have that Outmaneuver is going to keep her alive a little bit longer, especially with 5 health. So you're probably going to see a lot more of that. And with that, with the Demoralize 1, there is a force slot that you can give her called Fear, which she's going to gain Demoralize 1 again, so she could have Demoralize 2. So she could give out 2 suppression to an enemy unit at range 1 to 2 anytime that she activates. So that could be a really fun way to give out some extra suppression to whoever you're attacking in melee. So yeah, it'd be really, really, really nice. So her 2-pip, I Am Fear. When Asajj Ventress begins her activation, she recovers. So she's not going to be to recover before she activates. It's got to be during when she is going to activate. Boom, then you recover. It's not when you lay down the card. And you would go ahead and just read that to understand it. But a lot of people, sometimes there are cards that allow you to recover at the very, very beginning. At the end of Asajj Ventress' activation, she may perform an attack using the following weapon, which is a melee or range up to range 1, a single black dice spray. So you're going to have a single black dice for each mini in the unit. So you're going to want a droid unit or someone else, like clones that would have maybe 4 or 5 people in it. You're going to be able to surge to crit, roll a black dice for each of them. It's oppressive as well, so you're going to be able to give them out an extra suppression. Now, I think you're really mostly just using this card for the recover action, like a free recover action, and then, be able to have that extra attack just because. I don't know. I think it's maybe not a weak attack, but it's probably an attack that gives you at least a ranged. So you wouldn't have to necessarily bring Saber Throw. You could just do that, which, I don't know, might be better because, I would rather spend that 4 slot on something else. Just kind of depends. That's just me, though. But yeah, she gets at least a recover action for free, which she needs because she doesn't have Master of the Force. And if you're going to bring Force Push or anything like that, which I recommend, you're going to want that. And then her 1 pip, the Jedi Shall Fall. Asajj Ventress gains Jedi Hunter. So anytime that she goes after another Jedi, she's going to gain Surge to Crit when she's in melee, basically, with them. While Asajj performs an attack during the roll attack dice step before rolling attack after your rally. So you're rallying, maybe you don't even have to rally. So it's right before you perform an attack. You can go ahead and gain 4 suppression tokens, and you're going to gain a dodge for each suppression token gained in this way. So you can give yourself 4 suppression and then 4 dodges, or 2 suppression and 2 dodges. Kind of depends on what you need or what you think you can handle courage-wise. And then you can spend those dodges to dice fix and or keep or whatever you need to do, especially if you got a really good roll. You probably don't need to spend all those dodges. You can keep them, especially if you were about to defeat whoever it was. Then maybe you defeat them, and then you've got extra cover and extra dodges to spend. And if you've done outmaneuver, then you've got maybe 1-2 dodge tokens that you can use for outmaneuver / deflect. And yeah, that just makes it way much better, way better. Man, yeah, those are her cards. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're okay. I don't think it's game breaking. I think this one's really, really good, giving her Demoralize 1, giving her Makashi Mastery, and then outmaneuver. So it doesn't say that she loses her Jarkai Mastery, but it also just says she gains Makashi Mastery. So it sounds like she's going to be able to have 2 masteries, and you can combine them, obviously. So maybe, you decrease, during Jedi Hunter, you decrease your Pierce 2 to Pierce 1, and then negate their Pierce completely. Dice fix a lot with your dodges. Hopefully try to take them out. Yeah, then you've just combined both masteries. So it's really, really cool that she gets to do that. Now, she's also going to come with the Sith Rule, which is a Count Dooku card, specifically. This is very, very similar. I'm not sure if I'd pulled up with Leia's card, her 3-pip, which after Leia activates, you can choose another friendly unit at range 1 to 2 with a face-up order token and activate it. See, that's got a specific range, and it already says they have to have a face-up order token, so it's probably someone that you're giving the order to. With just this card, this says that when you're building a command hand, you got to treat this card as though it has 2 pips. So you're kind of losing out on a 2-pip for a 3-pip, but for what it kind of does, it's not that bad. Count Dooku is going to gain an aim and a dodge. So you're already going to be able to stack him up with tokens and then have his 2 actions. And because he doesn't have Relentless, probably going to be able to move and then attack somehow with probably his range, or it depends on how close he is to someone. But after he activates, if Asajj Ventress does not have a face down order token, so if she hasn't already activates, she is going to go ahead and activate. So after she activates, if she has a face-up order token, flip it face down. If she didn't even have an order token to begin with, you're going to assign her 1 and flip it face down. That way she doesn't have the chance to go again. So if she doesn't, she's going to be able to activate right after Count Dooku. So maybe what you could do is, if Dooku was maybe engaged with somebody, you already have your aim and dodge. Maybe you slice away. Maybe you use the aim. Sure, whatever. you have another action. You force push the person you just attacked and maybe did a wound or maybe 2-3 wounds. Force push them towards Asajj, and then you move your Count Dooku possibly into base contact with another unit, and then immediately go with Asajj, and then move Asajj into melee, and then just melee the crap out of them, kind of finishing them off if Dooku wasn't able to. And yeah, that sounds like a really fun thing to do. And use the two of them together to just kind of do a double whammy, almost like attacking twice with one person, but, you get to move Dooku ahead, possibly, in that scenario. But this can be really powerful, and I think it could be a really, really good card, especially, you're already giving him the aim and the dodge so that he can just do what he needs to do and then have another action. Since he doesn't have Relentless, it'd be, really nice to be able to move and just get into base contact with somebody. And then maybe you have Force Choke on them. And then also you've got Force Barrier, possibly, which, I've done a list with that, and he can protect Asajj the whole time. So let's kind of go over a few lists that I have done and, talk about a few of the upgrades and things that you can put on her. I've done Count Dooku with Force Barrier, mostly to protect Asajj, and then you've got the Magna Guard right here to mostly protect Dooku. So you kind of got, what your most important guys up here, the Magna Guard protecting Dooku, Dooku protecting Asajj, Asajj going after whoever needs to be attacked. Now, Force Push and Force Choke. That way you have Force Push in case you need to move that person that's in base contact into someone else or closer to somebody else, or you need to move someone into base contact with you. And then Force Choke, both of those on there because he's got Master of the Force too. So if you needed to recover Force Barrier and Force Push, or Force Barrier and Force Choke, or whatever you needed, you could do that. I've got Vigilance on there because you're probably going to be keeping Asajj kind of close to Dooku in this scenario because of his 3-bit. So that she can kind of keep those dodges, possibly, especially with either Force Reflexes or Independent. The amount of dodges that she can get is going to be insane, so you might as well. And then at the start, you'd have, Independent dodge again, so you'd have 2 dodges, and then maybe, you were able to do something else with the portable scanner and give her another dodge before she activates. There's lots of things that you can do. Force Push is good. Force Reflexes is okay, but it's just something to have. Battle Meditation would actually be okay. So if we just go back real quick, when you give her these cards, Asajj, when you give her the card, she's not going to have her independent dodge, but you can give yourself tons of dodges. With I Am Fear, you don't get a dodge, and you're not really getting another token, but you get to recover. So then if maybe you wound up giving yourself that and you had Force Reflexes, you still get your dodge somehow during that turn that you need it. So that could be a case for Force Reflexes. Burst of Speed is actually probably going to be really, really good on her. There is room for Battle Meditation, again, because with those 2 cards, maybe you decided to give her order to Count Dooku, or maybe to the Magna Guard, and then you had your battle droids, or you had your battle droids with HQ uplink go all the way through up to the Magna Guard, and then you gave your order to Dooku, then the only person left is Asajj. So that could be every single time that you lay her cards down, Battle Meditation would take effect, and that way you don't need Force Reflexes, you're getting your independent dodge every turn. So maybe that would be better than Force Reflex, and that's why I had that there for a second. You can do Fear. Fear is really good, and it'll save you points. It's only 3 points. And then you have Demoralize 2. Every single time that you rally, you give someone else those 2 suppression tokens. Force Bearer, you don't need. Force Choke, definitely a good case for that. Force Guidance, no. Saber Throw, again, there is a case for it because of Relentless, but at the same time, she's not going to be able to benefit from the dodges. And with the Makashi Mastery, when performing a melee attack, you can reduce pierce value of your weapon, so you wouldn't be able to do Makashi Mastery with Saber Throw. And then Force Lift, no, I wouldn't do that because, again, you don't have Master of the Force. Force Reflexes, there is a small case for that, but, it's just kind of up to you. Like I said, I think Burst of Speed, maybe Battle Meditation, Force Choke, Fear would be the best. Force Reflexes. Saber Throw kind of on the end, on the bottom. Now, you also have Offensive Stance, and I'm kind of torn between offensive stance, tenacity, one of those two, because this is just giving you an extra red dice, so you wouldn't probably need the aims or dodges. So this is probably going to come into effect whenever she's stuck into melee. So whenever she's stuck in melee, you're going to be able to just take the dodge action and then slice away and get those 2 dodges when you need them. And then maybe you have the independent because you've done battle meditation on the turn that you needed to lay down her other ones, her 4. So say you lay down her for 1 pip. Let's just go with this scenario real quick. You lay down her 1 pip. You did battle meditation to give it to Count Dooku. You did your HQ uplink everybody, including up to the Magna Guard, because battle droids are going to coordinate to another droid trooper, which the droid trooper Magna Guard are, but they wouldn't be able to coordinate to anybody else, but that could be the end of your line. So now everyone's got an order but Asajj. That way you can just go ahead and drop from the order pool and go with her 1 pip, giving her 5 dodges if you take the Force suppression. And then you did a dodge action, giving her 2 more, which is 7 dodges. So then you roll, and you basically you have all crits, and then you decrease your pierce value to 1 to ignore their pierce, and you basically almost have a dead unit. So yeah, she could be very, very strong, and I think that could go very, very well for her. And then into the fray, because those surge tokens are going to be very important in melee to keep her alive. And then you have the Magna Guard again with the RPS, so it can kind of shoot far away. You've got 2 battle droids with the portable scanners to be able to keep giving out as many dodges as possible. Then you've got the medical droid here, which can kind of heal Asajj or Count Dooku if they get hit kind of early on. And then you've got the PK series workers droids to keep the Magna Guard alive and who are guarding for Dooku probably, and or just to make sure you've got other droids available. Now, you don't need to have that, so say that you want to take out a PK series droid, maybe instead of battle meditation, you want a burst of speed, you still have plenty of points left to kind of do with what you want. And even maybe have a 3rd portable scanner option right here, you just get rid of that, and boom, you got another portable scanner, $7.99. And again, the person closest to 800 will win a tie if the battle kill points, I should say, are the same. So it never really hurts to have a low bid. So yeah, there is that 9-act list with Asajj and Count. Then you have Asajj and Maul, which I thought would be pretty cool, with battle meditation, force push, offensive stance, defensive stance, and into the fray. You've got Maul with saber throw, up close and personal to gain that extra dodge, into the fray, and force push. Both of them do not have Master of the Force, so as many recovers as possible could be good. And you wouldn't be able to get that extra recover from, so say that we decided to go with a super tactical droid. The 3 pip, I think that they have, let's just get rid of Atlas for a second and see. You have to give it to 3 droid troopers or AI units. And yeah, so if this card was not divulged at the start of the activation phase, choose up 2 friendly units with face-up order tokens. Each chosen unit recovers. And you're giving it to 3 droid troopers. They're not going to be able to have any kind of orders on them, so it just really doesn't work. So that's why, that's why I didn't go with them at all. And have our 3 pip back of at last. So yeah, you've got 4 blades here, which is really, really fun. You've got your tactical series droid, you would kind of keep close to Asajj or Maul because of bolster 2 and vigilance to give them as many surge tokens as possible. Again, and then kind of keep that dodge either hopefully on Asajj or Maul. And then you've got 2 battle droids with portable scanners to keep giving out as many of those as possible. Then you've got your 3rd core unit that you have to have. You've got 2 Magna Guards, and then you've got a Sith probe droid. And this is also because I wanted to keep the orders as high and stacked up here as I can, and then have at least 2 operatives to have a better chance of drawing an operative in case I need to go with Asajj, especially after laying her 1 or 2 pip that would give it to somebody else, which maybe you give that to the T-Series droid. The T-Series droid's able to coordinate all of the core, and then you can coordinate to a Magna Guard, and then you'd have just those 2 special forces left, 2 operatives, and then a commander. If you needed to save points instead of vigilance, you could go with the improvised orders just in case you absolutely needed it. If you didn't care for the dodges, so with the way that she can generate dodges, maybe it doesn't matter. Okay. And then you have an extra way of possibly, hey, maybe let's do HQ uplink on one of the Magna Guard. So then you only have one of those left. It's just kind of up to you on how you want to do this and how you want to kind of coordinate to everybody. That way you kind of leave as many order tokens out of the order pool so that you have more for Asajj Ventress and are capable of drawing her a lot faster. So, maybe you go with just HQ uplink there, and you'd only have probably one of those Sith probe droids in there, which is less in the order pool. But I figured, Maul and Asajj, that would be so much fun to play. And then why not do it? And then again, keeping the T-Series tactical droid, if, again, like I said earlier, if you wanted to, you could get rid of maybe HQ uplink and, again, go with the Vigilance to be able to keep the T-Series tactical droid alive with the Magna Guard and supporting Asajj and or Maul with Vigilance and those bolster too. And then the battle droids are just kind of there getting orders from the T-Series droid. So that's a way to do it. There's probably another way to make this a little bit more efficient, but, I figured with the probe droids and their observed tokens to be able to spend with Asajj or Maul, especially with the fact that they don't really surge offensively unless they lay down a card for Jedi Hunter that turn. Yeah. And then lastly, let's go ahead and go to the Separatists, where we have an 11-act list, so a much bigger than the 9, and let me kind of go into it a little bit. So burst of speed, force push into the fray, and tenacity, making her a little bit more offensive and faster so that she can get into melee quicker. I've got Cad Bane here with up-close situational, comms, relay, and electro gauntlets because let's just kind of go over the cards here real fast. And the fact that I've got 3 Stap Riders in here. And yeah, let's go over this. So you've got your 3 Stap Riders together. You put Cad Bane, you divulge his 3-pip, which would be tough for, yes, my master, but maybe if you decided not to divulge, you don't have to with Cad 3-pip, but it just kind of depends on what you want to do with that. So I would probably, oh man, that's tough. So maybe we get rid of, oh, that's so tough. So yeah, I forgot to think about that. What I was thinking is you infiltrate Cad Bane with his I Make the Rules Now, which give the Stap Riders the ability to, get the order, because you'd comms relay, Cad's order to the Stap Riders, who would coordinate to each other, who would coordinate through the battle droids, and if they couldn't coordinate to the battle droids, the T-Series could just go all the way through. Maybe instead of a few of these things, maybe you just give HQ uplink on the Stap Riders, and then there you go. That kind of gets rid of that. So then you can, instead of divulging his 3-pip, maybe what you do is you just allow him to use this as a normal card, and you can just get him the heck out of dodge, basically. But yeah, so you've got the Stap Riders who will coordinate to each other, who possibly could coordinate to the battle droids. If not, the T-Series could finish off whoever's left. And then you just have 2 operatives and a commander left in the bag. And then, or you divulge, yes, my master, give it to nobody. They get their independence. T-Series goes all the way down, and or the Stap Riders come all the way down. That way, you have a lot of activations. You've got some super speedy units who can kind of hopefully flank and go around. You've got the Stap Riders leading in the front, or Cad Bane in the front who can comms relay to the Stap Riders and so forth. And then you have Asajj who's trying to burst of speed from the back and come up just to be able to meet the rest of them. And you've got a very fast-moving, fast-paced, forward-moving army. So your T-Series would probably stay in the back and let the Stap Riders, Cad, and Asajj just go into the front. And then the battle droids kind of continuing to lead forward. But yeah. That's mostly the lists that I've come up with, she seems like a lot of fun, and it seems like you can make her very offensive, which I would, with dodges like crazy, and or the ability to get dodges like crazy. And yeah, there's multiple ways to build her, and I think that it's great that Asajj Ventress is now into the CIS. I'm excited to see what Ahsoka brings whenever she does come. I'm excited to see what Cad brings when he comes, and I'm excited to keep seeing, the special operations that came out, talking about the new way to kind of play a skirmish game with the squads that they have set up. But yeah, that's mostly it, guys. I'm coming out with this a little bit early because I've got stuff to do on Thursday. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Y'all stay safe. Go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment to make sure that you're entered in to win the $20 gift card. Go ahead and head to the Discord and start submitting your lists or putting them up there to get feedback and, kind of keep everybody talking about Legion. And then go ahead and head to the Patreon and subscribe there and become a patron for new things in the future each time and for early access to these videos. And then head to theburnacademy.com for $15 a month to be able to subscribe, use the app, and stay healthy in the gym. And before I go, I also want to give a complete thank you to my Patreon members. And I want to thank Anthony Estrada and Kitsune for their donations each month. I very much appreciate what you guys do, and I'm excited to continue every month trying to build what I can for you. And yeah, all right, guys, y'all take it easy, and may the force be with you.